It's the business end of the season with just 4 games to go, with our next day out being a lovely trip to Elland Road. The visiting team on this occasion, Tottenham Hotspur. A Tottenham Hotspur who inexplicably won 3-0 in the reverse fixture. A Tottenham Hotspur who had 0.04 XG in a cup final. And most importantly, a Tottenham Hotspur managed by Ryan Mason. If we can't beat these guys, then I don't know what to say. We cannot afford to lose. Hey guys, it's your boy JT and welcome back to another Leeds United pre-match preview. Of course, this time it is going to be about the upcoming Tottenham Hotspur fixture taking place this Saturday at 12:30 PM. As always, if you do enjoy the video, then a like would always be appreciated. But let's not waste any more of your time. Let's get straight into the meat of the action. So guys, as I'm sure you're all well aware of, it is imperative that we get a victory this time round after what happened to us last week against Brighton. It was slow, sloppy, lethargic, tired, devoid of any creativity. Really not what we've come to expect from a BIELSA Leeds United side. However, let's hope that it's only a momentary blip and that we can bring it back with a great performance on Saturday. I feel like this is the perfect opposition we could be coming up against. Tottenham, although they just won 4-0 against Sheffield United, they haven't looked great and they are in a restructural period under a new manager in Ryan Mason. I don't think he's going to be there next season. They're probably going to look for a Ten Hag or someone else like that. So as a result of that, you know, this is just a little few game spell he has. So the players are kind of just dulling it out to the end of the season. Don't really have too much to play for because they're not going to get top 4. They may squeeze into Europa League. So as a result of that, this is really our chance to strike and hit them hard. Hit them when they least expect it and get a nice victory. We are, however, going to be hindered big time because we are still very likely going to miss our 2 best players, of course being RAPHINHA Belotti and Calvin Phillips. Both still not 100% fit, and BIELSA came out this morning and he said that they're taking them both on a day-by-day basis. Calvin Phillips may just be able to squeeze himself into match fitness in time for Saturday. However, RAPHINHA, the way he was talking about it, it seems shady to me. I really don't think we're going to see him for a couple of weeks, if at all, this season. But as if that wasn't bad enough, breaking news has just come in earlier today, and that is that Helder Costa is now going to be out for the remainder of the season. So now we don't have RAPHINHA, we don't have Helder Costa, we only have 2 options, and that is Jack Harrison and Giancarlo Poveda. This is Poveda's chance. I've been talking about Poveda this week. I've been talking about him last week. I've been talking about him all month. And this is finally his crack of the whip, his opportunity to show BIELSA that he's integral to this side and that he can become a main starter moving forward. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Are you bricking it that Costa's gone? Do you really relish the opportunity of seeing a Poveda in action? And do you want to see a Sam Greenwood or a Joe Gelhardt pushed up into the bench so that maybe they can get a bit of game time? Look, although it's a negative, there's still an opportunity to make a positive out of it. There's still an opportunity to give game time to some of these more fringe players in the remainder of the season when we don't really have anything to fight for. So it could be a perfect time to test them. That is, of course, playing devil's advocate, because if you ask me tomorrow if I could take Calvin Phillips and RAPHINHA back, I would snap your hand off. The biggest loss for this game for me is, of course, going to be Calvin Phillips, because I said it time and time again. The midfield runners, we have no way of tracking them. We have no way of getting someone in the right position to intercept the ball when they do run through. The only person on the team that can do that is Calvin Phillips. And the only other person I've seen in this BIELSA Leeds side that has been able to substitute for that was Ben White. So without him and without Calvin Phillips, we could really struggle with the likes of Ndombele getting the ball from deep, because Ndombele is really good at progressing the ball up the field with dribbles, with successful take-ons. That is one of his strengths. That is the reason why Spurs bought him in the first place from Lyon, because his ball progression numbers are just that good. We're going to have to rely on Robin Koch, and it's going to have to be a big performance. El Grande Macho performance from Robin Koch. He wasn't good enough against Brighton. I'm sorry. A lot of people liked what he did on the ball, off the ball. I didn't. I think he's a centre-half. I think in that central midfield role, he's all right, but he's not quite Carling. He's not good enough at picking up the midfield runners, like I said. Offensively, he doesn't calm us the same way Calvin does. Calvin, when we're under pressure, he'll just get the ball. He'll do a little nudge, take it away from the defender, alleviate pressure. Give us a bit of time. Give us a bit of space on the ball going forward. Get the progression going. Transition into attack. That's what he's so good at. Robin Koch not quite got that into his game right now. He hasn't got the radar on him. He's not sharp enough looking around him, seeing what's going on. That's why he can't really do it in the midfield position. When he's in centre half, it's fine. Everything's going on in front of him. But in that midfield position, he doesn't have enough of a radar. One man who does have that radar, though, is Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. And this guy is going to be key. Let me tell you something. We have to clamp him out from the second the game starts, because not only is he an absolute shithouse, not only is he tough as bricks, but the guy's passing and possession numbers are unbelievable. If you look at like the deep play progression numbers, if you look at the deep play passing numbers, the passing accuracy, he is right near the top 5 of all of these lists for the Premier League stats this year. He is integral to everything that Spurs do. Kind of similar in the way that Calvin Phillips is, but slightly different, you know, a bit more physical than Calvin, a bit more just stationary passing. Calvin Phillips does a bit more off the ball work than Højbjerg. Like I say, last time we played them, I really didn't rate them that high. We were probably the better side for large proportions of the game. First half, we dominated most of the play. They came out with a counter-attack, got the stupidest penalty I've ever seen from Alioski. Never a penalty, wasn't inside the box at all, was literally on the edge of the area. In fact, he made contact with him initially outside the box. That's the contact that brought him down. Either way, they ended up giving the penalty. They go 1-0 up, and then they hit us with 2 counter-attacks. Son and Kane link-up goals, and just completely killed off the game. But I still think we controlled a lot of possession, but when we got to their final third, we really struggled to break them down. That is what I did notice last time. However, we were playing against a Jose Mourinho team last time. This time, we're not. This time, we're playing against a Ryan Mason team. So I feel like defensively, they may not be as sound. They may not be structurally as aware. Not that the defence was too great under Jose Mourinho this year. Let's be real. They've had a torrid season. But defensively now, I feel like maybe we could exploit them a bit more, but we're definitely going to have to be a lot more clinical than we were against Brighton. And by clinical, I don't just mean finishing, I mean with the passes, with what we do in that final third of the pitch, with the plays we make, with the balls we make, with the runs we make, with the intelligence. We need match intelligence switched on. The kind of match intelligence we had against Man City, where we were ruthless, we were lethal. This is what we need to employ. Yes, boys, now it's time to go into my predicted 1-11. And I'm going to start off in goal with the man, Illan Meslier. Of course, he's really been performing well recently. Although we lost 2-0 to Brighton and he did concede 2 goals, the goals weren't really his fault. And I'm so impressed. The guy's catching balls from corners. He's catching them from free kicks. He's really developing. He's really like getting out all of the bad parts of his play that he had right at the beginning of the season. And he's really moulding into a top goalkeeper. I really hope we can keep him now in the summer for next season. And hopefully tie him down to a long-term deal. So if someone does want him, they're going to have to break the bank for him. And now let's get the back 4 in, and the back 4 of course is going to be your standard Özcan Alioski at left back. At right back we're going to go for my man Bill Luke Ayling, absolute beast as well. I was talking about Højbjerg on the stats. Ayling is killing all of them. The passing accuracy, the tackles, the dispossessions. The guy is killing the scene. Can he get his first goal in the Premier League? His first Premier League goal ever in his career? Hopefully he can. I'm not so sure though. And our centre-back partnership today is going to be Virgil van Strijk partnered up with Diego Llorente. Llorente has really impressed me recently. Past month or so, he's really, you know, since he started getting game time and he hasn't had his leg broken every 2 seconds, he's really developing into a top player. In the holding midfield role, I would go with Shackleton. But I don't think he will go with Shackleton. I think he will go with Robin Koch again. I'll give him another crack at the whip. Of course, you can always have a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance. Once you've had 4 chances, you know, then it's getting a bit ropes if you haven't started to perform by then. But Robin Koch, he's only had 1 real shot in that CDM role as of late. So I'll give him another one. I'll give him that much at least. On the wings, I'm going to go on the left-hand side for Jack Harrison. I think that was one of his better games against Brighton. And I think he was actually our best performer that game, if I'm being totally real. Someone who wasn't our best performer, Giancarlo Poveda, I am going to deploy on the right wing. As I said, Helder Costa is now out for the rest of the season. RAPHINHA, very unlikely to play. So I do feel like it is going to have to be Poveda playing for the rest of the season. And then, you know what? I want to see a Sam Greenwood get a shot off the bench, maybe. A Joffy Gelhardt coming on, maybe 60, 70 minutes into the game. Just, you know, sprucing it up a bit, give defenders something else to worry about, because no one's really seen these guys in action, and I'm really excited to possibly see them in action. And then in the central midfield too, Dallas and Robertsinho. Robertsinho, he's really been playing well, and he should have had goals based on how well he's played. However, he does need to get some goals or assists racking up quickly. And then up front, say no more, Patrick Bamford, do the business, shut me up, shut everyone else up that said you've been a bit fraudulent the past month or so, and score some goals. That's what I want from you. That's what I want from the team. I want a resounding victory. I want us to pummel these lots. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy the video, then a like would always be appreciated. And let me know what you guys think we should deploy, who you think we should play out in the wing position, and how confident you are in a Leeds United win or a Tottenham Hotspur win. You could be a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I know I've got quite a few friends who are Tottenham fans, unfortunately. But if any of you are here, feel free to let me know down below who you think your players to look out for will be. I mean, obviously, you're going to have Haroldinho Kane at the top of the list, but who you think you want to see start and how confident you are in your team getting the victory. But that is all for now, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you ever so much for watching. Go on, Leeds!